means everything. When you're younger and you come in as a freshman into college, this is what you think about doing. And coming close my freshman year indoors, had a little taste of it, and then kind of have everything taken away the next 2 years, really puts it into perspective on how hard it is to get at this level again and be consistent and perform when you need to. Fantastic day. Felt, coming in after the prelims, I knew I was feeling good. I knew I'd have a good shot, and this crowd is absolutely amazing.
A year ago, you weren't sure that you were going to run again, right? And you feel kind of rejuvenated, and now you're back on a path to run?
Oh, yeah. After we kind of got things straightened out, about the first week of September this year, Andy Powell and I sat down and we had a long talk about today. We had, from first week of September, we talked about today and what we needed to do over the course of all those weeks to win today. So it's been a long months, really dedicated, really focused training, all to perform today, and I'm glad I could execute.
Do you believe in September that after 2 years off you could be here on this day? And what did you have to do during those 2 months?
Yeah, I'm always very confident in my capabilities when I'm healthy, and we've gotten everything figured out, so I have no issues at all, healthy as could be. And we know when I put some months together that I can be dangerous. So couldn't be happier to win this, with Andy and share it with Elijah in the 800.
You were 8th going into that last lap, and it looked like you went outside. Take us through kind of that last lap and the strategy going outside to get up there.
Yeah, it was very similar to the prelims, where my strength is the last 500 meters. And it's windy, and they decided to jog out front today. So really just let the field do what it wanted to do out front, and I was just going to sit behind them, let them block the wind, and then really light up the last 500. And part of being able to do that is staying relaxed and not freak out and not, kind of overdo the first portion of that kick, and really save something for that final stretch.
What was that final stretch like with the crowd to your right?
Awesome. Andy hates it, but I always look at the board, just so I don't have to look back to see where anyone is. But I was looking at the board and I knew there was daylight there, and I didn't really see anyone making a big move. So, the last 50 meters was pretty awesome, because you just a glimpse, you can kind of get away from the race and really appreciate what the crowd is doing. It was fantastic.
He got kind of close to you there.
Yeah, he did at the end. But I mean, you know where the line is, and we do this every day, so you kind of know where your space is and where he was coming from.
When you make that move on the backstretch, you were starting to pick guys off pretty quickly. Did you think at that point that you had enough to get all the way to the front?
Oh yeah, for sure. I knew once it goes out that slow, and it doesn't matter where you are, anyone's got a shot when it goes out that slow. It's just who fires when, and what kind of position you can get yourself in the last 150 meters.
What was your first stop crossing the line? What was your first stop?
Just amazement. I don't know if it's a weight off the shoulders or anything. I just, I don't know. I really like sharing this, with Andy, because, Andy Powell works so hard and he cares so much for all of his athletes. He spends so much time, just sleepless nights, making sure that all of our training's right, that we're eating right, we're doing everything right so we can perform, when we have to. And we kind of shared, last year I made a comment to him that we had similar kind of career paths, because he was, his college career, he was injured, and that kind of took him out of the game. And that's where I thought I was last year. And he believed, I think more than anyone, that I would be able to bounce back. And without Andy, I don't think I'm here. I can say that for sure. So I don't know. I owe a lot to him in getting me back to where I am right now.
Freshman year, you run real well, and in 2 years, you're hardly able to even run. Do you think some of the competitors had written you off until indoors this year?
Yeah, because people, it happens all the time. People get, their careers are ended by injuries all the time, and they come back and they're not necessarily the same, or they're different people. Yeah, I would say so, because anytime someone gets hurt, you see weakness, everyone kind of jumps on them and doesn't think very much of them. Everyone does that. So yeah, maybe that helped a little bit. Maybe my poor performances in Texas helped a little bit, where people maybe didn't think that I would be able to finish that strong. I would have thought the same way about myself, because I looked terrible there. But yeah, I mean, it all worked out
Was there ever a time that you didn't think you'd be back at full strength?
Is from last year?
Yeah.
I knew the thing is, if I get months together, which I have now, we figured my training out and how I perform well. I know I'm going to be dangerous. Your talent never really goes away. You're always going to have that baseline talent. So if you can put hard work on top of that and a good lifestyle, then any athlete with that baseline talent is going to be good.
Nobody's run any big 1500 standards or big times in the U.S. so far this year.